Hi guys, Tiffany here. Welcome to my quilting life. A day in my quilting room. Video 10. This is just me vlogging. That's what I'm doing. If you're new to my channel, that way, subscribe if you can, please. Thank you. Like my videos. Share them with your friends. And comment on the replays. So, this thing isn't starting yet. Hi Diana and Judy. Hello. So, I didn't come back on last night because I was just like, hi Linda. So instead, like, I tried to take a nap and then I was like, couldn't sleep. Everything's just blah. So I tried to take a nap yesterday and I couldn't sleep, and then I was like tossed between hanging out in the garage or just hanging out in here or watching movies or whatever. So I decided, well, I haven't made a bag in a while, I'll make a bag. But I didn't want to do it on live stream because I just wanted to sit here. I rolled myself around slowly and made myself a bag. Not for myself, but for my for sale pile. So I made the bag, and then I was like too exhausted after that. So I ate and then I watched a movie. What a wonderful life, right? I got so tired I just couldn't go. But today I wanted to come in here because I was like, you know, a couple years back in 2017, I made Maxine a quilt, my youngest daughter. And I made her a quilt, and I had made a pillow to go with it. I didn't actually complete the pillow. So I dug through the pile of quilts, and I have this right here. Here is her pillow, the part finished. So this goes with her quilt. It's the Susan block. And it's 21 inches. This is right here. But once it's sewn together, it'll be a 20-inch-ish pillow. So yeah, I decided to, hi Kim, hi Vicky, take that and I'm going to free motion quilt it. Her quilt was quilted with a meander all over, so I'm just going to free motion meander it with black thread like I did her actual quilt. And then I'm going to make a pillow form, I guess that's what it's called. Because I'm going to make this pillow case, an outer pillow case with a pillow form, and then put that in there. So I'm technically making two things. That way I don't have to stuff this because it's too big to go in the washing machine. So I figured a case that can be washed and then stuffing a pillow, making a pillow and stuffing it. I think that would be easier for her. Since she does live in an apartment, she can't get to the wash very often. And more than 18-inch pillows, because they do make 18-inch pillows, is a little bit harder if you don't have a washing machine. So I figured I'll just make it a case that she could wash and then make the pillow form for it separately. That way it's easier on her. So I'm going to start by turning the camera so you can see over at the ironing board. I'm just going to spray base. That's what I am used to doing when I free motion quilt. So I'm going to spray base this to some fabric that looks like this. It's just junk fabric, leftovers from the bottom of quilts. I chopped 2 pieces to be the pillow form, and then I'm going to use batting to stuff it. And just going to rip it and stuff it so that you guys can see how I do that. And then I cut a 3rd piece to go behind this, and I'm going to spray baste it and then iron it so that I can flatten the batting just a little bit. It doesn't matter if it's puffy, it just adds to the flare of the quilt, so, or the pillow. So I'm going to just kind of turn you guys just a little so that you can watch me spray baste iron, and hopefully it'll be flat enough so I can sit. And I put my free motion quilting foot on here and some black thread in, and that's all I needed to do. So let's you're blurry, Tiff. I'm sorry. I turn the camera. It doesn't look blurry on going in and out. You want to change your settings to make it the 3 dots to make it HD quality, like 720 or 1080. All right, so let's. Yes, Mr. Iron, I know. All right, so we're gonna turn. Yeah, it's not blurry on this screen, so that you can see over there. And don't mind me, I am in pajamas today because I don't feel the need to get dressed to do anything. So here we are. I have some basting spray. Basting spray, not bracing. Dritz basting spray. It's cheaper. You can get it anywhere online. I'm gonna press this real quick. I'm also going to check this. On my phone, it is clear. On my laptop, it is not clear. Hopefully you guys can figure those settings out. So I'm going to do is take the batting. I'm going to lay it on here nicely. Just like this. And then I'm going to take this top. I'm going to lay it on here. And I have my backing facing pretty side down, my batting in the middle, and then my quilt top facing right side up. And I'm just going to flatten it out on here. The batting is almost too small for this, but we're going to make it work. But that's all I have left since I Franken-pieced the batting. All right, so what I'm going to do is shake my spray up. I'm going to start with the underside because I want both sides, and I'm just going to apply a thin layer. And then I'm going to lay this down on it. And now that's stuck. We're going to turn this over here, lift that side up, apply a thin layer, and lay that down on it. And then I just adjust the batting. Now we're going to make sure that stays where I wanted it. I'm going to lift one side of it up. And I'm going to spray on it directly, like that. Wow, this stuff's cold. And then lift the opposite side up. Again, I'm just going to spray directly on it. And then slowly fold it over. Like that. And then I'm smoothing it out with my hands. Like this. And then I'm going to take my iron and put it on top. I'm not going to touch the batting to the iron. Just going to go right up to the edge. I'm going to flatten this whole thing down. Right up to the edge. Not touching the batting, just touching the quilt top. Okay. Seems nice and flat. A little bit more flatness up here. There we go. That seems good. I'm put my cap on the spray. And I'm going to bring my base project over here and just leave it here for a second while I turn the camera. Hi, Nancy. Hi, Judy. We're going to turn this iron off and unplug it for now because I'll be free motion quilting for a minute. We're going to come back over here. So here's my project. It's all flattened down. It's all glued nicely. So you can see it's not falling off. It's nice and flat. The back looks nice and straight. Everything looks good. Hi, Suburban. All right, so I'm going to put this somewhere where I can see it, like that. And I am going to make sure that there's nothing impeding my way right here. Move my little snips, take a drink of water, and I'm going to bring the quilt top up here. And I'm going to quilt it. Drop my feed dogs, which I have a lever in the front of my machine. If you're new to free motion quilting or any kind of stuff like that, the feed dogs, the up and down is mostly on the back of most machines, on the back side of it. Mine is on the front. All right, where do I want to start? I guess it doesn't matter because I'm meandering. So I guess I'll start right up here in the corner. Oops, hold on. We're going to lift my pressure gauge all the way up. No internet and data is cruddy. Whew, that's got to suck. All right, so I'm going to drop that down. I'm going to drop my needle down. I'm going to pick up my thread, my bobbin thread. There we go. Find the both of them. And then I'm going to put a couple tack stitches in place. And now I'm just going to carefully make my way around this. Hi, Mary. Hi, Auntie. Just tuning in. I really love this quilt block design. Great colors too. Thank you. So for those that are just joining, I made my daughter a quilt. The Susanna block is what I did in 2017. And this pillow, this was intentionally supposed to be a pillowcase, and I never got to it. So I am free motion quilting the outside of the pillow for now. And then I'm going to make a 20-inch pillow form. And then I will turn this into a slip pillow on the back. It'll have an opening so that she can take this off and on to wash. And no, I do not have gloves on to do this. I should. Maybe I should grab them. Right there. Probably would make this easier. Okay, I found one, but not number two. If I didn't have such a mess, I've been throwing everything in this drawer. Oops. Took a rubber band with me. Both of my machines were put away till after New Year's. Hi, June. All right, so I'm going to put my lovely gloves on here because it'll probably make this so much easier. I don't free motion quilt it often, so as you guys already know. I mean, I do it on the long arm. That's totally different, though. I don't sit down. Interesting. So it's skipping stitches. So I just go slow and take my time. I'm just meandering through the stopping and adjusting is pretty important. No, there's no stitch regulator. I am in control of how my stitches come out. Just slowly moving it around, adjusting myself, and every time I adjust, I stop. And I'm just kind of making my way around. My problem is I'm used to stomping on it and going super fast, because that's what I do on the long arm. Trying to get like around these corners because they're a little bit harder to do, you know, so it makes it a little easier. And if you want, in a minute, as soon as I'm better adjusted, I can bring the camera closer. Since technically I am vlogging, my machine broke due to probably the heavy quilt top dragging a sewing flannel and inky without cleaning. Ooh, that's not good. You need to clean your machine. I'll be showing you guys how I clean it today. It seems like every day that I want to actually make the video to clean my machine, it's windy outside, and I clean the machine while I'm outside. So unfortunately, that's why I haven't made a video yet. I have to get 4 Chiefs masks done for a client today and bind 4 placemats for Christmas Day and start cooking. Will you be making your... Yes, I am making enchiladas this year. So my stitch and flip and tie is on hold. Could you... I put that on. I could have put this on a long arm, but I have a quilt that I loaded yesterday's video is on the long arm, and I haven't even started quilting it. It's basted. It's just sitting there. Like I said, I just like it loaded. Actually, I like working on it, but it's outside today, so I am not going out there right now. Maybe when the sun is on the back side of the house and I can open the door and let the sun shine in, you know, make it a lot better. But yes, I could have loaded this on the long arm. Up. And I already have my first thread break. Or shall I say, thread tangle. And this happens. So, as soon as I'm done undoing my thread tangle, I will go and bring the camera over here. Okay? That way you guys can watch from over here. Now if I can just thread it with these darn gloves on. That's the hard part. That's why threading things are good. There we go. All right, nice and threaded. My wonderful tangle is out of the way, and we're going to go for a trip, and I'm going to put you guys right back here facing me, okay? And hopefully it won't be in the way, too much in the way at least. I'll slide this over a bit so that way it's not completely in the way. Hi, Penny. All right, so let's go for a trip. And I'm going to take you off the microphone because I don't think it really matters if it's on or not. This up. Okay, you guys are going to be in an awkward angle for just a moment. While I get you on the stand. I'm also going to lower it. Give me a second to lower it. I should have just put you back here in the first place. But that's okay. Let's hope this does not fall while I do this. And I'm hoping that my body isn't in the when I do this. So here is what it's going to look like from behind me. So hopefully I'm not too much in the way. I'll see right now from the camera. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find where my thread broke. I'm going to push my needle down with the needle up and down button. Lift my thread to the top. So I got my bottom bobbin thread and my top thread. Then I'm going to drop my needle back down. Take a couple stitches. And then I'm going to leave it down for a second. And then digging around in this area. Just slowly going. I'm going to stop right there so that I can trim away this stitch right here. So that way I don't have all this excess thread to get tangled up on something. Let me bring this closer to me though, because I can't read that far. Let's see. Wow. Just you love your color choices on this. Thank you. Yeah, it's called, I remember this line. It's called Shadow Play. I don't remember the designer, but I do remember the line because it's called Shadow Play and it's really cool. And I don't even think there's a full, oh, there's one right here. There's a little, it has all sorts of little kids playing. On her quilt itself, there's way more available to see, but yeah, there's that. So that's what it's called. I am going to say, because I do give you guys tips and tricks and all that kind of stuff, for those of you who are new to free motion quilting on a sit down, when you're free motion quilting and you're sit down to do this and you're doing large quilts, I want you to know, don't massage the fabric. Don't push down like this. Don't massage it. You need to tickle it. So you're just barely holding it. It moves. You're just tickling the fabric. That is how I've always explained it to you guys. Do not massage. You're not pushing hard. You're just tickling. So just hold it nicely, but freely with your hands. Don't go like this, because you don't want to massage it. It's just going to bunch up. You're going to cause problems, and your hands are going to get sore. Your elbows are going to get sore. Everything is just going to get sore. So I'm just meandering around. I'm trying to stay constant speed. As you can see, I'm just tickling the fabric. And I don't have to stop that often. This is such a small project. I can allow my hands to get this far back because, again, I'm not pushing on anything. I'm just moving my hands slowly. Hi, Wanda. Merry Christmas. Hi, Joe. And a blizzard this morning, so high winds of 50. So need to call my appointment to another day. Be right back. Oh, you mean cancel your appointment? Okay, sure, June. Well, I'll be here. All right, so I'm gonna get back to my speed that I was at, or attempt to. So I'm gonna stop right here, turn the whole entire thing. Again, with free motion quilting like this, you are the stitch regulator. So if you stay consistent, your stitches should stay consistent. You can see I'm barely holding this. I'm barely doing anything. I'm not pushing down. Hi, Joyce. See, you can see this could be done with just one hand. Oops, and I had a thread break. It happens often, this thread break thing with the going back on myself thing. I'm going to try to just throw the thread in there and not pull my bobbin out of the way. Let's see if I can't continue where I was. I mean, it's slightly moved, obviously, but I want to try to continue right where I last ended. Okay, so I'm going to come back to where I ended because of that thread break. And drop my needle down. This machine is very finicky when it comes to free motion quilting, going a certain direction. So I'm just gonna slide in here and trim that, find the one that pulls. Come on, one of you is a puller, one of you is a stayer. There we go. And this one is my snip at the bottom one. I do the same exact thing on the long arm. All right, so I'm going to pop my needle down, back up, lift this. And kind of like with the long arm, I kind of just barely move it so that it stays. And now we're going to move that out of the way and continue on. I'm going to snip away. Hi, Wendy, and alive from Everett, Ontario, Canada. Wow, I hate this one. Always the rub consistency. Well, I'm glad those of you who don't get to catch me can catch me. The cool part about me doing all my lives is everybody gets a chance to catch one day or another because I'm on at different random times, and right now it is still AM here. So people that don't normally get to see my videos can see me live at so many different times now. And see, it doesn't like to go back that way. I don't know why. I've never figured that.
Do you not need me to do anything?
It's not a really heavy chat today.
Okay.
We got 28 people.
That's good.
Scott said hi, everybody. He's gonna go do some laundry. This is why I usually come downward instead of going backwards. I don't know why it doesn't like to. It just never has. That's the one thing about this Juki with free motion quilting, is some things it just does not like to do. All right, I'm gonna find that bobbin thread again. One is the puller, one is the stay. Okay, let's try that again. We're going to leave it right there, snip all this excess away. It gets stuck to my gloves, so I tend to grab it with my pinky. And I'm going to turn this whole entire thing. I'm retired, so I can catch you anytime. Hi, Teresa. Windy here too. Drop temps by 10 degrees in an hour earlier. Supposed to be around 30 or less by 5. Oh, that's cold. Wendy is on her lunch. Hi, Marilyn. You're not late. Nobody's ever late. All right, that's that extra thread. Now I need to get back to a rhythm here. All I'm doing is meandering around. Am I out of bobbin? All these things, I'm out of bobbin now. So you're gonna have to give me 2 seconds to roll a bobbin quick, because unfortunately I did not have another black wound. So you guys can see how I do this. You never really get the up close and personals of this machine because I never really put it behind me. To watch yourself on the screen back there, it's so funny. So funny. So I'm gonna slide this. It's kind of a little on the harder side to do when these gloves are on, but I'll make it work. All right, now I need to rethread the whole thing. I have it stuck. Sometimes this happens where the thread will get stuck down in there. Whew. Notice this big thread messes that I keep making. Probably see them too well when it touches the black fabric, but this is how it works. Everything happens for a reason. Keeps getting stuck to my glove. All right, let's throw this bobbin back in there properly. Knock that down. Thread the needle. Oops, come on, in the hole. There we go. Now, drop it, pull it up, bring all of this down here underneath. I don't need that long of a tail. All right, let's find where I was, put my glove back on, and start stitching again. Thanks so much for sharing your projects and your day. Helps me realize all the speed bumps don't just happen to me. I have to help my daughter get ready for work. Oh, well, thank you, Auntie. And yes, stuff happens constantly. It's to you guys. It happens to me all the time. I think this is why I chose long arm over sit down, because I think it's a lie.
Seems like so much more extra work for me. All right, I'm gonna snip this away. Got all this disaster of thread building up. All right, let's get this corner quilted. Just gonna reach my hands around it. I'm gonna turn the project because that whole going backwards thing, it really doesn't like to do that. And see, it did it again. It does not like to go backwards. So for those of you that like this machine and want to get it, free motion quilting on it is definitely a pain in the butt. I don't know why, it just does not like it. And I've tried messing with everything. Everything's good, the tension is good and all that's good. It just does not like to be free motion quilted backwards. That's the thing. And this was my struggle when I was first starting out and I had this machine on the frame. It was constantly breaking and it was so annoying. And it's hard to do it when it was on a frame. It made it even worse. Okay. Hi. Come on, bob and thread. Come on, bob and thread. There we go. Sometimes you have to play thread games. Glad to hear that Willa is doing good, Teresa. It's a good thing about small projects. Small projects you can just spin and turn and spin and turn. You guys can see I let my hands just go. I find it just easier because this is such a small project. stop when I can and making my way around the whole thing. Trying to stay consistent with my stitching. Okay. Thought I was having a thread problem there. The prettiest stitching for sure. But it's working. Tiffany's internet and she's having issues with it. Mine keeps freezing. Pretty sure it's just internet. I always say when mine acts up, I want more money. Yeah, it's most likely my internet. Yeah, I can't control my internet because it's horrible. And it's a windy day, so it's absolutely horrible. All right. I just checked it. It looks good. All right, so I'm like really at the end here. And now that I'm totally at the end. I'm going to just baste around the whole entire thing. No worries, Tiffany, I can still hear you pretty good. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Mine really sucks, and I can't afford right now to change to a different internet. If YouTube paid a little bit more money, then obviously we would get a different internet, but so I'm just gonna walk this all the way around to baste it, and I'm pulling pretty quick, just a basting stitch. All this is going to be stitched in. Stop right here. I'm just like taking my hand and grabbing the end, and I am pulling. It's a very wide stitch, just to baste it down the rest of the way so that I can trim it. And one more side. And to think this is the way I used to always do this. I don't anymore. All right, and now I don't even need to worry. I'm just going to hook that off. And now it is quilted, as you can see. I'm going to take the camera down and move it now so that we can make the rest of everything. So I'm going to take you guys for another trip again. We're going to go back to the other side of the desk so that I can continue on. So you guys are going to get a desk view for a minute. All right, so we're going to put you right here. Lift this darn thing back up. Okay, now let's make the rest of this pillow. There we go. All right, so I'm going to move this over here. So here is my quilted, and you can see on the back, there's the quilting. That's what quilting looks like. Can you see that? It's just an all over meander. It is not perfect. By no means. But you can see that is just a pretty wide stipple, but this will be on the inside of the pillow, so you won't even see it. Now I'm going to trim it all the way around. And since my original piece wasn't perfect, I am going to trim it down to where it kind of takes a smidge off. And we'll see how the finished size of it turns out to be. So I'm going to line my straight edge down here because I want this as straight as I can get it. So we're going to come about right there. And again on this side. So I'm just going to line up on my ruler. Make sure everything is nice and flat and straight. Looks good to me. And one more time. So this is probably going to take it down to 20 inches, which will probably make it easier for my me making a pillow form and stuffing it. All right, so there. Let's see how big it is. It is 20 1/4. Oh, look at that. I cut it perfect. 20 1/4 all the way around. So there it is. There's the back again, so you can see the quilting. All right, so now I'm going to set this aside because I'm completely done with this part. So now we know that it is 20 1/4, so I need to make a pillow form that is 19 1/4 inches. So we'll just say a 19-inch pillow. So I'm going to put this aside over there, and I'm going to grab these two pieces that I saved, and we're going to create a pillow. So actually I should press them first. So I'm going to lay this right here so that I can this real quick. We're going to put that out of the way. We're going to give the iron a second to warm itself off and turn it on. That looks perfect to me. That looks really pretty too. Hi, Brenda. Thank you, guys. I'm trying here. I don't free motion quilt sit down anymore, so it's not like I can on the long arm and just speed and zoom through it, you know, which is what I'm used to. I do need to grab the fabric we're going to use to create the envelope on the back of this. I'm going to use black. I'm going in front of the camera. Let's see. Is there enough in this fabric left? Oh my goodness, that's almost perfect. We're going to use this. All right, so here will be for my envelope closure. Or not. No, it's not going to be. Hold on. Yes, it will be. So this will be my envelope closure right here. Right? Yes? Yes. Okay. That'll be for that. I have enough. I have enough. All right, so I'm going to press this real quick so that we get an accurate cut for making the pillow. I don't know if I'm on screen at all. I'm over here ironing real quick. All right, so here's one piece. I'm going to move this out of the way. And what did I say? I was going to make a 19-inch pillow. Yeah, I'm going to make a 19-inch pillow. Okay, so I'm just going to lay these right here, and we're going to cut out a 19-inch square. Just going to lay them together like this. Which piece is bigger? That piece is bigger. There we go. I'm going to start by creating a nice straight edge, and I need to see my line. There we go. There we go. I'm going to make a nice straight edge first on this side. Lay that on there, lay that on there, and then we'll make a 19-inch. We're going to make it 20 inches to start. So I'm going to come over 20 because I'm going to have pretty big seams, so this would be perfect. Perfect pillow form. Right there and right there. Okay, so I don't need that. That can go over there. That can go in my garbage. Now that I have it at 20 inches, I'm just going to lay this on here. I'm going to straighten out the other side, keeping everything on the line. I'm going to start by straightening this side. So you can see it's not that hard to cut big blocks if you need to cut big pieces. Some people say they struggle with it. I know I did in the beginning, but then I didn't even know what I was doing in the beginning. I was just making stuff. So I'm going to come over to 20. And I'm going to lay my ruler on it. And again, I don't need that. All right. So now to make, oops, we got to switch the foot on the machine. So we're going to go ahead and put on another foot. We're also going to put my feed dogs back up because I need them. Put that free motion foot in the container. Slide the foot that I need on. I'm going to just continue with the black thread. There is no reason to change the thread at all at this point. I'm also going to do a pretty large seam allowance, 1/2 inch-ish. All right, so we're gonna put these right sides together, and I'm going to start halfway through, and I'm going to leave an opening because all we're doing right now is making a pillow. So I'm going to come about right here. I'm going to leave an opening to stuff this darn thing. I'm going to tighten my stitch length. It would help if this was also back down. That's my presser foot pressure gauge, and it needs to be, you need to have a certain amount of pressure. It's not going to feed through. It's just going to tangle everything up. We do it, Kim, parking area in the driveway and the main road comes up the house. We the neighbors that's the end of the road about a mile together. This thing says it's spinning all this up and down. Oh, nope, this isn't. I'm just making sure that we're working correctly today. All right. I hope my video replays aren't absolutely horrible because of my internet suckiness. Probably going to have to contact the internet company to see if they can't fix some things to make it better. All right, so I'm going to turn it to the side now, and I'm just going to continue on stitching all the way around this whole thing, except for when I come to about this side so that I still have room to stuff my pillow. And I'm sewing with a pretty large seam allowance, almost 1/2 inch. And if you wanted to go around it twice, you can. I just put a lot of stitching in the corners. And I'm on my last side now. And we're going to come to, oh no, this is the last side. I hate that I have to keep getting up to look at this. I'm wondering if it's eye strain, upsetting my stomach, going to lay down. Okay, we'll see you next time, Brenda. I'm gonna see something real quick. We're gonna take you guys out of this internet and I'm gonna put you on a different. Okay, I changed the internet to a different one. So hopefully this one's better. Maybe. Or not. Should be working. Can you guys hear me good? All right, is it working? All right, we'll see how this internet goes. I changed to a different Wi-Fi. All right, so now I'm just going to clip away my corners. It really doesn't matter because this is the inside of a pillow, but I'm going to do it anyway. All right. Oops. Just kind of slightly rounding them because I did do almost a 1/2 inch seam. And one more. All right. So now I'm going to turn this right side out and then I'm going to stuff it with batting. It looks a lot clearer. I can see it on this screen, so it should be good now. All right, so I'm going to poke these out. It doesn't really matter if it's perfect because this just is the pillow form, so this is just going to be going underneath, inside the pillow. All right, so there it is. We're going to make sure real quick that's going to be the perfect size. And I'm just going to lay it on here. And oh yeah, perfect, perfect, perfect. Let me tell you. I may just be doing something right here. All right, so let me grab some batting and I'm going to show you what I do with my batting. So I have this bag. And this is just in here. This isn't even my pile from the garage. I have all this batting. This is just leftover poly batting. And it's cheaper to use this because it's left over, all the cuts, than it is to go buy some polyfill. So for now, I'm going to throw this one down. And I am going to just make the biggest disaster ever. I'm going to push this out of the way. What I'm going to do is take a pile to start. And I'm going to start ripping it and just making a pile right here. We're going to put that out of the way. And I'm just going to just do this, ripping it. That's all I'm doing, ripping it. And I'm just making myself polyfill. That's all I'm doing from leftover quilt batting. I grab a bunch and I just tear. And it doesn't have to be super torn, just enough to create a different kind of loft. You don't want it to be in rows like this because then those bunch up and it seems harder. You want it to be more loosened up. So I just did my nails and now they're like snagging on this crap. Hi, Beverly. So I just pull, I make a handful as I go. I just pull a little bit out of my hand at a time. And this is going to kill my wrist, but this is how I stuff pillows. And I just make this pile in front of me. And any kind of like really huge threads that come off of it, because it is from quilts, I pull those ugly big ones out. or really dark colors because I don't want those shining through a pillow on a normal basis. This is just gonna have a pillow case over it, so I'm totally glad that this internet is working better. Oh, sometimes I just don't know. Like this goes pretty quick once you start doing it. But I'm going to have to start pulling from a different hand because that's hurting. It's almost like making cotton balls. And I'm just tearing it little bits at a time. The way it tears it all up. And then when you have a big enough pile in front of you, put it in the pillow. So I have a big enough pile. Find my opening somewhere. There it is. Gotta find the opening. And then I'm just going to start stuffing my pile that I make in here until the whole entire thing is nice and fluffy stuffy. So I start by shoving the batting down into the, or stuffing now, because it's now stuffing. I shove it down into the little corners. I always start by doing that. That way those are nice and full. And then I'll do the top corners, but I always leave an opening at the top. So I'm going to slide that out of the way, grab some more, and just start pulling. So how is everybody today? I know I haven't gotten to the point where I start asking what is everybody working on and stuff like that. Everybody's ready for Christmas because it's the eve of Christmas Eve. Right? I'm pretty sure that's what today is. Today is not Christmas Eve. It's the eve of Christmas Eve. So see, here's like the kind of threads I pull are these big, huge. Yep, I always tear it. Tearing it helps it lay better. This one's freezing. I don't know about that. I want to make sure that I don't have to get up 500 times to go look at the screen. I'm going to end up having to change to a different camera angle. Just have to wrap and done. Awesome. Feel better, Brenda. Back to work. I go. Wanted to see the end result. We'll have to watch the replay. You're freezing. Okay, Wendy. I'll go look at the thing again. Ready for Christmas. Cleaned my fridge this morning. Chopped a bunch of peppers for the freezer. Now having some potato soup for lunch. I switched the internet. I don't know what's going on here. It's just horrible today. Hopefully the replay catches everything continuously. Okay, let's grab some more. This will probably be it for this one. See, and there's so much stuff on this one and all this. All right. Hi, Carol. Ripping apart polyester bag for a pillow, because I did do the Frankenpiecing video the other day. This one you'll have to watch to find out what it's called, because I never name my videos. I'm so horrible with that, but it's suspense. It's like, what is she gonna do in this video? But I do number them, so if you say you like something in one video and you want to do it or see it all over again or learn it all over again, then that way you can go back and say, oh, video 10 is where I saw it, of that specific series. So CJ, come here, please. Can I have your assistance to help me rip, please? Just sit over there. You're not on camera if you're over there at the end of the desk. It's killing my wrist. It's making things feel worse. I'm swapping hands here. The only thing about this is that if you have some kind of medical pain problems, the ripping just does not help. Just rip up that and that. You've done this before, so you know what I'm doing here. All right, so I'm just gonna stuff this more. Everyone's saying hi to you, Cyrus. He's in here, but he's sitting on the floor and he hates being on camera, so that's why he's not going to be on camera. But you can say hi out loud to everybody that's saying hi to you, Cyrus. Just
Being
say
on
hi.
camera includes everything.
You can say hi. Just say hi, everyone. Such a stubborn teenager. Hey, please rip. Just make a nice big ripped pile. I'm going to throw this pile in the trash because that's just got way too much yuck on it. You can see how filled my shirt is. If you saw up close, you'd be like, oh, what? All right, so while he's helping rip, I'm going to rip this last piece to see how fast he rips. And then I'm going to shove it into the pillow. And then I'm going to start making the actual pillow case while he's ripping. Because just make a pile on the floor right there, buddy. You don't have to throw it up here. Has anybody else ever done this to stuffed pillows? Tore your batting apart? It's got to be tore more than that, Cyrus.
Don't explicitly say how
Look,
much you want to.
grab it in your hand and just yank and release. Yank and release.
What is he doing?
He's so horrible at this. He's done it before.
I don't want to do this. You're military. I had to turn off my game.
Kim has done it a few times. Still saying hi to you, Cyrus. You should say hi back at least. He's so rude. He's not like Scott. Scott will talk to you guys. CJ is not a talker. Well, he is if it's not online. Look, you gotta tear it more. Tear it more.
It's fine, Mom.
No, it's
It's gonna mess up anyway. Have you seen my pillows? They're all deformed now because it's all mushing back together. So there's no point in really ripping it up in small pieces.
Yes, there is.
It's just gonna mush back together, as my pillows have.
That's because you use yours. This is meant to be a throw pillow for Maxine.
And it's gonna get used
I
by
save
Maxine.
all my very small fabric, and it works for this as well. Yeah, I've done that, but it makes it a little too heavy, and then the washing machine does not like to wash it. It makes it really, really hard. Yes, I've done it before. I save all my pieces for this and other projects. Yep, that's what I do. Exactly what you guys are doing. Looks like I'm double ripping. Well, if you need to take your anger and frustration out on something, this is what you can do. You're like, "Arr, arr," or gain some muscle strength. Obviously, I'm not gaining any muscle strength doing this, but ooh. Nice big long red chunk. You know me, I can't throw anything away. Me either. I struggle with it. I have bags and bags and bags of stuff that it's all cut off, and I'm like, can I? I think in my head, what can I make? Can I do this? Can I do that? Can I make this? Can I make that? Oh, I'm playing tug of war with Cyrus. I guess just this last bit and I'll have it all. Okay. This is a really fluffy pillow now. It's filled to the brim. Okay. Just yank the rest of it up, please, so I can get this done. Need to watch the replay. Have a great day. Okay, June, we'll see you next time. All right. So CJ's tearing up the last of what I'm going to shove in here so that I don't have to shove any more, and then we're going to make the pillow. All right. Now that that's stuffed, I'm just going to go and make sure that all the corners are pushed out, because that's really important, is that there's batting down in the corners. And then up in this top corner and this top corner. It's pushed up in as much as possible, and I'll fluff it. All right, so I'm going to move all the batting out of the way for now, and then I'm going to fold this in, and I'm using black thread again. I'm not going to change to white thread just because of this. And I'm going to put a couple clips on it so that it stays in place. So I'm just folding my opening inward, and then I'm going to put a clip, and then fold it in, put a clip, and so on until the whole thing is clipped shut. And then I'll sew 1/8 of an inch along the edge. It's not going to be perfect, but then this is going inside of a pillowcase, so it's not going to matter. The fun part is squishing everything down to do this. So I have to flatten it out, even though my pins are on it. I gotta squish this whole thing down so that it lays nice and flat. I'm gonna line up where I want to start my stitching. I'm gonna start it about right here. I'm gonna take a back stitch, and I'm gonna slowly, nicely stitch 1/8 of an inch away from the edge. And then that's it. then that's it, because that's all I need to do on this. Ta-da! All right, so now I have a pillow form, and I just beat it up. See? Look at that. Beat it up, beat it up. Okay, not that much. All right, so there's my pillow. Kind of looks lumpy, but once the case is on it, it should be fine. All right. Now I'm at least one bag down finally of stuffing. All right. Now to make the back, the pillow. So what I'm going to do is take this piece of fabric and I'm going to split it on the fold with my scissors. Just like that. I'm going to turn this over. Oops, actually, I'm going to leave it right here. And I'm going to take one of these and I'll put it right here. And actually, I need to create a, hold on, I need to make it a nice hem real quick, because it's for my daughter, and I know for a fact she's going to take it off really hard. So I'm just going to hem it over. Alright, so there's one hem. And let's create the other. That way it can be yanked on the sides and it won't come apart. I'm just folding it over. I didn't even iron it. It's just a folded and sewn hem. All right, so the hem will be on the inside, so I want that to face up because I'm putting this right sides together. So I have, so that you know how this pillow thing works to make an envelope closure pillow. Right side up on your little quilted pillow piece, and then you're going to take one of your pieces that you've hemmed or use the selvage. My selvage is up here. I just hemmed this side, but it's fine, because this was the amount of fabric I had, and well, I just don't want to have to cut anymore. So I'm going to lay this on here. It's sticking out on one side pretty far, so it's more than halfway. Here's my halfway point. It is more than halfway. I want it just like that. And then I'm going to take this one with the right side facing down, and I'm going to do more than halfway on this side, just like this. I'm going to flatten it all out. So it's nice and flat. So I have about 5 inches, let's make it a little bit less, about 4 inches between this piece and this piece for my, my flap, like that. And now I'm going to throw some pins in the darn thing. We're going to flip this over like this. There we go. Just like that. I'm going to put some pins in from this top side, right here to secure where my opening and closing is going to be. And I'll put one in the middle. That way nothing moves or adjusts. And then it's rare for you guys to see me using pins, huh? All the way through there. Turn it around, put some pin on here, and one more pin down here. Now you can either start by cutting it to size, because see, I'll have so much left over, or you can just leave it and cut it to size after you sew it. So I'm going to start by bringing this up here, and I am going to put it over at the fold, you know, where the two pieces were crossing over. I am going to back stitch up here really good, and then I'm gonna come over to the other one, which is underneath, and I can see it, and I'm going to back stitch at that one too. And I'm sewing 3/8 of a seam. And I'm going to back stitch right here at the corner. Right there. Turn. Wow, this is such horrible internet today. Those seams down. I'm not going to do that as is, but you can, if you want, change it by stitching all the way around the whole thing with 1/8 of an inch seam. You would just fold these down nice and flat at all your seams all the way around. And you can press it with an iron if you want. I'm just going to roll it with my finger. But I'm not going to sew it. I could if I wanted to, but I'm not going to. So here is my pillowcase, and you can see on the back side right here, so I can shove the pillow in, which I'm going to do now. So much, it's picking up so much lint. There we go. Finishing touch is to fit the pillow in here. And I chose to do black, which is so messy. At least in this room it is. Once it exits, disaster anymore. Hi, Patricia. Hi, Kathy. All right. So here we have a big, huge 20-inch pillow. So here is my project for today. Oh my goodness. I don't ever get this filthy. But playing with that batting, ooh-wee, I'm so filthy. Just pulled all that off of me. My goodness. So there's my pillow. It has the pillowcase opening, and then she can take this off and wash it. I didn't stitch all the way around. You can if you want. Nice little perfect finished lip, but I'm leaving it just the way it is. It can be washed the way it is, just like that. It is super adorable. She can throw this on her bed now with her matching quilt, and it's cute. So there that is. I just love when projects come together so good, don't you? All right, I'm going to bring the camera closer because I think it's easier if I can just watch it. Hi, friends. So there was my project for today, for now at least. I will probably do more stuff later, but here it is up close. You can see the quilting. It's just an all over meander, the same as I quilted her quilt, but it's super duper fluffy because I used the thick leftover batting again. And then remember, I did make a hem stitch on here. So it's a hem. I hemmed it. Just a quick hem. And then I did make sure that I backed. That's it. Isn't that adorable? So cute. Oh, it's nice. Feels so good. It kind of smells like these things spray right now, but that'll fade away. All right, so there that is. All done. Finally, I can give Maxine her matching palette to quilt and do. So it's my last one of. I made quite a few matching singular throw pillows. That way, like when you make a quilt and people say, well, can you make matching pillow shams? It's really hard to do that, you know? It's killing me today. Anyway, I'm going to get off of here because it's just talking and it kills out. So let me see what everyone has to say real. And, you know, I have internet problems. I'm sorry. I can't control. Give my video a thumbs up, not a thumbs down because my fault. And other than that, comment on my reviews and I will see you guys all later. Bye.